Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Omaha News. I'm Marie Hanusek.
And I'm Lauren Hara-Hill. Coming up with the program, we continue our mayoral candidate profiles for the upcoming primary election.
Also, reporter Kevin Grace gives us information on how the Omaha Police Department is reaching out to the younger generations for employment. You're watching the Omaha News.
This is the Omaha News, presented by the School of Communication at the University of Nebraska at Omaha, from the studios of UNO Television.
The Omaha City primary election is next Tuesday. 5 people are running for Omaha mayor and 2 others have filed papers. 2 weeks ago, we profiled candidate Dave Nabity. Today, we profile the other 4 mayoral candidates, starting with Councilwoman Jean Stoddard, who represents Omaha District 5. Ernest Powell reports on why the councilwoman feels she is the best candidate.
Councilwoman Jean Stoddard is seeking to become Omaha's first female mayor.
Well, I see Omaha with a really bright future. I see it as a city that has lower taxes and smarter budgets and a reduction in spending. I see a city that provides better city services because that's what people expect with their tax dollars.
One issue the councilwoman disagrees with some of her opponents on is the restaurant tax that was implemented a couple years back.
Because I truly feel like that if you need to tax, and you need taxes to provide city services, but if you need to tax, the tax needs to be fair and it needs to be broad-based. The opposition I had to the restaurant tax is because it just targeted a narrow group of people or a narrow industry, and I didn't feel like it was fair. The other thing is that it was imposed to put more money into the fire and police pension.
Over the last couple of weeks during mayoral forums held across the city, Jean Stoddard has laid out her plan to Omaha residents, including ways to grow small businesses.
Finding good public policy, meaning a good tax structure, good fire and police, safe streets, good infrastructure, good parks, good bridges, good roads. Those are all the city's responsibilities and our duties to do and provide for the city so that more and more businesses will want to come in.
Councilwoman Stoddard has campaigned on eliminating the restaurant tax and lowering property taxes. However, if elected mayor, there's one tax that she doesn't agree with, but would not take immediate action on, and that's the wheel tax. With Councilwoman Stoddard serving over 10 years on the Miller School Board and 4 years on the Omaha City Council, she knows that everyone must work together to get things done.
You know, my relationship for almost 15 years now with working on boards, working on the school board for 11 years, the city council with my colleagues now for almost 4 years. What you learn right off the bat is you have to work together with each other. You have to put political views aside. I'm always very principled with the way I vote, but compromise is not a dirty word.
For the Omaha News, I'm Ernest Powell.
Councilwoman Stoddard, if elected mayor, wants to push for more officers in the streets and stiffer penalties to target gang activities.
Jim Settle was elected mayor in 2009 and survived a recall in the fall after being elected, which means he's already won 2 elections to be mayor. Katie Wagner gives us more on Omaha's current mayor.
Omaha Mayor Jim Settle is seeking re-election to serve the Omaha community. His campaign focus is
serving the people and making a difference at City Hall as we address our problems in an honest, open, ethical manner and get them solved one by one.
Mayor Settle doesn't consider himself a politician, but rather a person that gets things done. If re-elected, he has hopes of making Omaha a better community with
job creation, filling in our vacant lots, addressing the crime issues, getting all the crime issues of modern times under control, and make our city better for raising families and for people to live, work, and play.
1,924 days since the mass shooting at the Westroads Mall.
In light of gun crime around the nation and in the Omaha community, Mayor Settle focused a campaign commercial towards his plans to ban assault weapons and to limit the use of high-capacity magazines because
I'm a big one on prevention as opposed to reaction after it happens.
if re-elected, this will be Settle's second term serving as Omaha's mayor. For the Omaha News, I'm Katie Wagner.
Political experts believe that Settle will be one of the top 2 vote getters and will be on the ballot in May's city election.
We continue with our profiles. This one of a man who is leaving the Unicam for the city of Omaha. Reporter Jiajin Liu is in the newsroom with more. Jiajin?
Thanks, Marie. As one of the mayoral candidates, State Senator Brett Ashford hopes to use his experience in the legislature to emphasize his tax plan to help Omaha. He says he thinks Omaha has failed to drive revenue to the city. State Senator Brett Ashford is currently running for the mayor of Omaha in the 2013 election.
If I were mayor, I've spent so much time in the legislature. I think my years in the legislature will help us in Omaha for economic development.
Senator Ashford has spent 15 years in the legislature and 30 years in the public service. He says the city of Omaha needs to work with the governor and legislature in the tax issue.
I think we should broaden the tax base. That drives more revenue into the city, and that's what's been hurting Omaha in the past, not having enough revenue other than from property tax. And it might reduce the income tax depending on how the tax bill goes. But for sure, it would drive more revenue to the cities.
Besides the tax issue, gun control has become another hot topic discussed by every mayoral candidate.
I think we have to work on those things that we can work on, like background checks, applying to all gun sales.
As for the juvenile crime in Omaha, Senator Ashford suggests the importance to keep the close relationship with schools.
We're doing juvenile justice reform in Lincoln and trying to disconnect kids from guns. Also, it's important that we have a close relationship with the schools so that we can identify kids that are in trouble and kids that need help and kids that may need to have some family issues.
Senator Ashford also contends most juvenile offenders need treatment rather than punishment. Ashford was first elected to the legislature in 1986, serving Nebraska's 6th legislative district. And he was re-elected in 1990 and again in 2006. Marie?
Thanks, Jiajin. We had a profile of Dan Welch prepared as well. Unfortunately, we are not able to air that report today. Welch is a former city councilman and was president of the council for 4 years. He believes the city is headed in the wrong direction, and he has 3 issues to address if he's elected. He believes the city police and fire contracts are underfunded, and he wants to fix the $3 billion sewer system problem. And he wants to work on lowering crime rates in Northeast Omaha.
The other 2 people who have filed are Mara DeLuca and Mort Sullivan. Neither has mounted a campaign or appeared at any candidate events. Polls open at 8 a.m. next Tuesday, April 2nd, and close at 8 p.m. Voters will also be selecting candidates for the Omaha City Council and Omaha Public Schools. The top 2 candidates in each race will advance to the ballot in the May election.
The Omaha News will provide complete coverage of the city primary election Tuesday night. Join us for the Omaha News Vote 2013, the primary election here on the Knowledge Network. Coverage begins at 8 o'clock.
Coming up after the break, we'll show you how much college students are paying attention to the mayoral race, or if they even know there is one.
You're watching the Omaha News.
Is the place you should go first.
There are no advertisers to be satisfied, only an audience to be satisfied.
We take our responsibility as journalists very seriously. We are constantly thinking about our viewers and what they care about.
We want to let you know what the information is, and then you decide what you want to think.
At the News Hour, we are after the facts and only the facts.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
UNO TV invites you to take a journey around the world. to lush jungles with endangered species, to exotic lands and different cultures, to lost cities beneath the sands. Travel through time to see ancient secrets on the other side of the world, the growth of the American West, or the start of Nebraska's largest city. Or just explore our state. Find out about Nebraska in World War II. Learn how Omaha has grown since. Discover the effort to renovate its green spaces, the history of one of its most impressive buildings, or look at its internationally recognized university. For over 20 years, UNO-TV has produced award-winning documentaries that explore, educate, and enlighten. To find out more, call 402-554-2516 or visit unotv.unomaha.edu.
You're watching the Omaha News.
Welcome back to the Omaha News. I'm Marie Henusek.
And I'm Lauren Harahill. As we turn every corner, we see advertisements for every possible candidate in the upcoming election. Reporter Robbie Pinkelman gives us more on who notices them.
Signs. Everywhere there's signs. But is everyone paying attention to them?
I hope so.
Although it's not as big as a presidential election, everyone should still care.
It's important that we elect the people that we think are doing the best job.
If the election is this important, how can we be sure the younger generations are getting the message?
While some people go to the polls early to submit their vote, I came to UNO to see what college students know about the election.
I asked students 2 questions to see how much they know about the election, starting with who's running for the mayoral primaries.
Jim Suttle, and I can't name the others.
Nope. Can't even name one. Can you?
Jim Suttle. No.
Suttle. And is it Richie?
The next question was, when is the election?
When it is?
Next month?
Week.
Next month? Probably next week is next month.
Soon. Yeah, that's all I got.
June of next year, or this year, I mean.
Oh, I don't know.
With the laughter aside, it seems that the younger generations aren't seeing the signs so clearly. For the Omaha News, I'm Robbie Pinkelman.
To learn more about the election and who's running, you can call the Douglas County Election Commission's office at 402-444-8683.
Part of the Omaha Public School District is in Sarpy County, which means a handful of Sarpy voters will have to cast ballots. So, how will the Douglas County Election Commission office handle these ballots? Reporter Paul Dobler has the answer.
Douglas County is getting ready for a mayoral race, but at the same time there is a city council and school board race. But Omaha isn't the only city voting. Some parts of Millard and Sarpy County will be voting as well. Some of the citizens of Millard are eligible to vote, but only for city council and mayor. But it also depends on if they live within the Omaha city limits. Douglas County Election Commissioner's Public Relations Coordinator, Valerie Stoy, encourages Sarpy County residents to check to see if they are eligible to vote in the election.
Sarpy County residents could vote only if they're part of Omaha Public Schools, and again, we would encourage them to contact the Sarpy County Election Commissioner if they're unsure to check and see if they're going to be eligible to vote in this election.
Sarpy County has set up several polling locations to handle the election. One of those places is Bryan Senior High School, while the other location is formerly South Roads Mall. During the 2012 general election, there were some issues regarding polling places in Douglas County. Valerie Stoy says that they will be informing voters of any changes from last year.
There are always a few polling places that change due to the building not being available or no longer wishing to be a polling place. For anyone who's had a polling place change since the 2012 general election, we will be sending some correspondence, either a postcard or a letter, informing them either that it's a permanent change or perhaps it's just a change for this election.
With all of the notifications sent out to voters and Sarpy County handling their own polling places, hopefully this year everything runs smoothly. For the Omaha News, I'm Paul Dobler.
For results for the upcoming OPS school board election, you can visit votedouglascounty.com or tune into our election coverage starting at 8 o'clock. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you a new way to treat allergy symptoms that's sweeping through Europe with a no-needle approach, hoping to reach the U.S.
Also, we'll tell you how Medicare is making spending cuts and just how it's going to affect the people around us. You're watching the Omaha News.
Something wasn't right.
Were they lying to the public?
There was a bigger story here than just a plane crash.
It's become the symbol of everything that's wrong with the industry.
My kid got 6 vaccines in one day and he regressed.
Not only are those children who aren't vaccinated at risk, but those who can't be vaccinated are at risk.
Nobody really knew what was going on. What was it in this market that had to be hidden?
I spent millions of dollars in cash bribing government officials.
People in power do not like the investigation to come too close to them.
You never hear these stories.
Tuesdays on NET1.
NET Television expands your mind, enlightens your mind, inspires your mind, educates your mind, entertains your mind. NET Television opens up new worlds to you. Explore, travel, learn, discuss, debate. NET Television keeps you informed. Music, theater, dance, art, news. NET Television awakens your dreams, seeks to serve, strengthens our communities. We are Nebraskans. We are NET Television, Nebraska's PBS station.
You're watching the Omaha News.
To reduce spending, Medicare has implemented a new process that may badly affect businesses and beneficiaries in the metro area.
That's the number of my wife's wheelchair.
When Congress passed Medicare's proposed spending cuts, they did so without knowing how exactly Medicare would reduce spending. While lawmakers are plotting ways to cut Medicare costs, beneficiaries are the ones that are going to suffer the most. Colleen Brabeck, owner of Mobilis in Council Bluffs, says that few beneficiaries are going to be ready for the Medicare cuts.
Beneficiaries are really the key, and it's going to be tough in Omaha because we haven't started yet. They haven't seen the effects, and it's hard to relay to them what's going to happen.
What is happening is Medicare is making durable medical equipment vendors bid for Medicare's business. To become the lowest bid, vendors are lowering the quality of products and services.
Would you take off a new one?
Yeah, I'll put this one over there on that one.
John Heisman says that the impending compromises to the quality of equipment and services is troubling.
Well, it's terrible. We are supposed to help them. And now we're having to provide equipment that I know in the back of my mind is not really helping them.
With all the cuts Medicare is making in the durable medical equipment area, it is only expected to save them 4% of their total budget. The Medicare cuts will take effect in the metro area July 1st. To learn more about the Medicare competitive bidding, go to www.cms.gov.
In other medical news, over in Europe, people suffering from allergies are given a different form of medicine to treat their symptoms. Tiny drops of purified allergens such as pollen or dust mites are placed under the tongue as an alternative to weekly allergy shots. The drops work like a vaccine, slowly increasing the body's tolerance to the allergen. The researchers found strong evidence that the drops improve asthma symptoms as well, with 8 of 13 studies reporting an improvement of more than 40%. The Food and Drug Administration has not yet approved these drops for use in the United States, but new evidence published this week by the Journal of the American Medical Association could pave the way for American pharmaceutical companies. Coming up after the break, Find out what has the city leaders and citizens worried, and how the mayoral candidates plan to tackle the problem in their own individual ways.
Also, reporter Kevin Grace gives us insight on how the Omaha Police Department is reaching out to recruit new members for the force. You're watching the Omaha News.
Something new.
Or reach beyond.
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic.
When you want to peer inside.
There's something wrong here. This isn't normal.
Will it seem almost impossible? Or push the limit?
Large tornado! It's humongous! We need to get out now!
When you want to dive deep.
These divers are like astronauts.
Our human nature is to push into places that we don't know about.
Or go to the edge.
There are other worlds out there.
We don't know exactly what we're going to find.
When you want to find new frontiers.
I was truly astonished.
You just don't ever know.
Nova.
Wednesdays on NET1.
Most local television news only gives you brief headlines about issues that may be important to you. But for more than 10 years, only one program has remained dedicated to examining all the information about issues that really matter to Nebraskans. I'm Kathy Wyatt, and it's my privilege to present those issues for your consideration. Join me on the campus of UNO in a program we call Consider This, every week on NET1.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is a place for tomorrow's leaders, a place where individuals converge on a path to success, getting the attention and direction they need as they begin their career. It's where students take pride in serving Omaha, a city we've invested in for more than 100 years. UNO is a place where greatness begins. The University of Nebraska at Omaha.
The high violent crime rates in the city have leaders and citizens worried. Each of the mayoral candidates has an idea for curbing the trend and getting the city back on track.
Probably at night when I'm home alone or leaving work by myself.
As websites like crimemapping.com illustrate, Omaha residents have every right to feel unsafe. According to the website, over 600 violent crimes have been reported in the metro in the last 3 months alone. In 2012, the state of Nebraska reported 51 homicides. Over 80% of those happened in Omaha. The mayoral candidates agree there is a problem, calling it unacceptable and concerning. What they don't agree on is just how to address it.
I have offered to bring back a position like the police auditor to have an advocate there.
The biggest thing for us to do is the jobs, to get rid of the poverty.
We must keep our kids in school.
The problem is a social problem, and that is fatherless children.
We have to build trust with the community, and one way to do that is to reduce the incarceration of juveniles.
One thing that the candidates did agree on was that Omaha residents should be involved in the fight against crime. For more information on addressing crime rates in the metro area, visit omahacrimestoppers.net.
The Omaha Police Department is employing new tactics this spring, not to catch lawbreakers, rather to find new recruits. Utilizing the internet and local job fairs, the police now competes with Omaha businesses to attract good talent. Kevin Grace has more.
Inside the conference center of a Metro hotel, a job fair was held with one unique employer.
We have a part-time lady that works for us in the police department. She's 87, so I know.
The Omaha Police Department recently lifted its hiring freeze and is looking for a few good men and women.
Trying to just get out and advertise for that reason. We're trying Twitter, Facebook. We'll be putting billboards up. This is actually like one of the photos you're going to see.
The department is looking to add more than 20 recruits to its next academy class. One potential recruit, Brian Kruger, liked seeing them at the job fair and tries to keep up with the department online.
Different reason, but
just to get the word out itself is a good marketing tool about the police and the different things that they do.
Sergeant Murphy is catching on quickly to what attracts a young workforce.
I just Twittered today.
If you can't make it out to a job fair, Sergeant Murphy suggests following them on social networks like Facebook and Twitter. On Facebook, they have almost 15,000 followers. Twitter, it's over 5,000. But to get a job with the Omaha Police Department, you've got to go to their website at joinopd.com. For the Omaha News, I'm Kevin Grace.
The department began accepting applications today and will continue through April 30th.
In more police news, the local law enforcement agencies want you to remember one phone number as prom and graduation seasons get close, and that's 1-886-MUST-BE-21. According to the Nebraska Office of Highway Safety, nearly 1,500 underage drivers have been involved in alcohol-related crashes between 2007 and 2011. In 50 of those accidents, someone has died. Sarpy County Sheriff Jeff Davis estimates hundreds and even thousands of teens get ticketed for MIPs every year. Posters with the phone number will be posted in junior and senior high schools asking students, teachers, or anyone to report underage drinking. Once again, the number to call is 1-886-MUST-BE-21. Thanks for tuning in to our program today. If you're looking for more, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/theomahanews.
While you're there, you can check out the news stories our reporters covered, submit story ideas, or give us feedback. We'd love to hear from you. From all of us here at the Omaha News and UNO TV, good night.
UNO Television gives students a chance to work in a real studio. Working on the TV crew, students get hands-on experience with lights, camera, and action. Working on a variety of shows gives students a leg up looking for jobs. In fact, many former crew members work at local stations. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for students to learn the science and art of TV production. UNO TV, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
When will you look deep into space? When will you travel back in time? When will you experience the power of red? When? Anytime. Online at video.netnebraska.org. Search, select, and share with the NET Video Player. Watch our shows on your schedule.
What if there were a neighborhood where every child felt they belonged, and a big dog helped them stay little a little longer? A monkey helped them find the wonder in every little thing, and a flightless bird showed them how to soar. Support the people and programs that never stop asking, what if?